Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Pooja Rathod. I am born and brought up in Gwalior. I have done my graduation in BDS from Sri Aurobindo Institute of Medical Sciences in Indore. And I have experience of teaching zoology to NEET students for almost 2 years during my graduation period. And here I am representing myself for the demo lecture on the topic sliding filament theory. So, this is the topic, sliding filament theory. Let's first, we will discuss the index. So, I will start from the introduction, then we will discuss some basics about skeletal muscle fiber or cell, contractile protein, actin and myosin, mechanism of muscle contraction. Then we will discuss sarcomere, which is the functional unit of muscle contraction. So I will start from the introduction. So what is sliding filament theory? Sliding filament theory explains the muscle contraction, and what it states that the contraction of muscle fiber takes place when the thin filament slides over the thick filament. So here question arises, what is thin filament, what is muscle fiber, and what is thick filament? So we will discuss everything one by one. Before going to the main topic, I will start from some basics. So you should know about skeletal muscle. So imagine this is a whole muscle, and if I take a cross section, what I am going to see that it is made up of number of muscle bundles, which are also known as fascicles. And when I see this one muscle bundle, these are made up of number of muscle cells or muscle fibers. These are muscle cells or muscle fibers, and these muscle fibers are made up of myofilaments or myofibrils, which are basically actin and myosin, which are arranged parallelly throughout its length and make a unit, sarcomere, which is the functional unit of muscle contraction. Now I make a diagram of a muscle cell. So you should know all the components of this muscle cell. So this is my muscle cell. Its sarcolemma is little invaginated inside the sarcoplasm, and this is known as T-tubule system. This is known as T-tubule system. This is its sarcolemma, which is basically its plasma membrane. It is filled with sarcoplasm. It is covered with endomysium throughout the muscle, throughout its sarcolemma. It is covered with endomysium, and it has sarcoplasmic reticulum, which are the storehouse of calcium ions. And these are actin and myosin, which are basically thin and thick filaments, which are arranged parallelly throughout its length. So these are my actin filaments, and these are my myosin filaments or thick filaments. Now we will discuss the diagrams of actin and myosin filaments, which are contractile protein and also the reason of the muscle contraction. So we will discuss the diagrams of actin and myosin one by one. So what is actin? Actin is made up of globular proteins which get polymerized in the presence of magnesium ion and form filamentous actin, which are helically bound to each other and is known as F-actin or filamentous actin. Then it also has another protein which is known as tropomyosin, which wraps around this F-actin. Then it also has another protein which is a trimeric protein. Both these tropomyosin and troponin are regulatory proteins. So it also has a trimeric protein which is distributed throughout its length, and it has 3 units. So I'll take a 1 unit of this actin. So this is my globular protein. It has active sites where the myosin head will get attached. So it has active sites. This is tropomyosin, and it is troponin, which has 3 units: TPI, TPC, and TPT. So TPC gets bind with calcium ion. TPI masks this active site when the muscle is not contracting, and TPT is the component which is attached to tropomyosin. So this is all about actin. Now let's discuss myosin. Myosin is also a polymerized protein, and it is made up of number of monomeric units called meromyosin. So let's see its structure. So this is its structure. So it has a globular head, a short arm, a tail. It has actin binding site and it has ATP binding site. This is actin binding site and this is ATP binding site, and it also shows ATPase activity. So in the structures of actin, you should remember all these components, and for the myosin, you should remember that it has a globular head and it has ATP binding site, actin binding site, and it also shows ATPase activity. Now we will discuss the main topic. Now we are done with all the basics. So we will discuss the main topic, which is mechanism of muscle contraction, which is explained by sliding filament theory. But before coming to the main topic, which is sliding filament theory, we will also discuss some events which takes place before the actual sliding of the filaments. So we are discussing mechanism of muscle contraction by sliding filament theory, but I will start from the events which occurs before this sliding. So this is a motor neuron. and this is my muscle cell or my muscle fiber. This is its sarcolemma, and it has sarcoplasmic reticulum. As we have already seen that this motor neuron and this this muscle fiber together they form a motor unit, and the junction of this motor neuron and the sarcolemma of this muscle fiber forms neuromuscular junction or motor end plate. It has synaptical vesicles which are filled with acetylcholine, which is neurotransmitter, and its receptors are present on the sarcolemma. Now, what happens? This motor neuron gets signal from CNS. It gets signal from CNS. Yes, one thing I forgot to mention, that this mechanism of muscle contraction, it has almost from these events before the actual sliding of filaments, it has almost 10 to 11 steps which we are going to cover within 3 diagrams. So this is my first diagram for the concept to explain the concept. So this is my first diagram. So it gets signal from the CNS, because of which there is a release of this acetylcholine. It results in the release of this acetylcholine and it reaches its receptor, and because of this there is a generation of action potential, and this muscle fiber get depolarized. So first step is signal from CNS, then this acetylcholine got released, it reaches its receptor and it generates action potential, and because of this action potential, this whole muscle fiber, there is a depolarization, and this depolarization spreads through the whole muscle fiber through the T-tubule system, and there is a release of calcium ion from the sarcoplasmic reticulum, and this is the 6th step. So this is my first diagram, and there are 6 steps which I have shown you. Now I'll make a second diagram. So I'll make a actin. Now this calcium ion release. Now what is happening inside the actin? So we have seen that this is a globular protein. It has active site. This is a tropomyosin, and this is a trimeric protein, troponin. Now these calcium ion will get bind to this TPC, and there will be conformational changes in this actin, in the structures of actin, and it will result in the shifting of anti-troponin and tropomyosin from this active site. And now this active site is exposed. So now this calcium ion got bind to TPC. This is my 7th step, and it resulted in the exposure of this actin. Now, and this is my second diagram. Now we will see what is happening inside the head of myosin. So this is my myosin head, and we know that it has ATP binding site, and this is my actin. I am not drawing the whole diagram because here we only need to focus on the head of myosin. So we know that it has ATP binding site and it shows ATP's activity. So there will be hydrolysis of this ATP, and this ATP will get split into ADP and PI molecule. So this will get split into ADP and PI molecule, and now this myosin head will utilize this energy released during hydrolysis of this ATP, and it will make a cross bridge with this actin. So there will be a cross bridge formation. Now this ADP and PI molecule will get removed from this myosin head, and there will be rotation in its head, and it will result in the sliding of thin filament or actin which is attached to it. So ADP and PI molecule got removed, and this head experienced a power stroke, because of which there is a rotation in its head and sliding of the thin filament which is attached to it, which is actin, and then again ATP molecule will get bind to this myosin head again, and it will result in the breaking of cross bridge. So I would like to start this from here, that there is binding of ATP molecule to this myosin head. So it has ATP's activity, so there was hydrolysis of this ATP molecule, and it got split into ADP and PI molecule. This myosin head utilizes energy released during hydrolysis and make a cross bridge with the actin. So there is a cross bridge formation. Now ADP and PI molecule get removed from this myosin head, and this myosin head experiences a power stroke, and because of which there is a rotation in its head, and also it resulted in the sliding of thin filament towards the center of sarcomere or towards the M line, and it resulted in the contraction of muscle, and the process will continue. And again ATP molecule will get bind to this myosin head again, and the process will continue. So this is my third diagram or last diagram, which is also given in NCERT about the in the topic. So this is given in NCERT. So they have given this. So ATP molecule get bind to this myosin head, then get split into ADP and P molecule due to hydrolysis. Then myosin head utilizes energy to form a cross bridge with actin, and then again ADP and P molecule get removed from this myosin head, and it experiences a power stroke which resulted in its rotation of its myosin head and sliding of thin filament towards the center of sarcomere, and the process will continue. So this is the diagram which is given in NCERT. Now I'll give you a trick to remember all these 11 steps. Yes, it has 9, 10, 11. It has 12 steps. So I will give you a trick to remember all these 12 steps. Trick is said, get, exposed, actin. So this is a trick. Said, get, exposed, actin. So steps up to here you can remember by this trick, this first trick, and the next trick is at hydro power station. ISO, here ISO is silent, sliding and rotation. So at hydropower station, ISO, sliding and rotation. This is the next trick where you can remember all these steps. So here S represents signal, A represents acetylcholine, D represents depolarization, Ca represents calcium ions, T represents TPC, and it resulted in exposure of actin. Now here AT represents ATP molecule, hydro represents hydrolysis of ATP molecule, and we know that it resulted in the formation of cross bridge. Then there is a breaking of cross bridge due to power stroke. Here power station represents power stroke, ISO is silent, and it resulted in the sliding of thin filament and the rotation of thick filament. So this is the trick, SAD, get, exposed, actin, and next trick is at hydropower station, ISO, sliding and rotation. This is the second trick. So this is all about the contraction of muscle. Now we will quickly discuss the diagram of sarcomere, which is the functional unit of muscle contraction. There we will see the arrangement of actin and myosin, which are basically a thin and thick filament, which are result of, due to their contraction, muscle is contracting. So I will make a, so this is my, I am making a sarcomere, which is the functional unit of muscle contraction. So this is my Z line, this is my Z line, both of them. This is my thin filament or actin, this is my thick filament, so this is I band. I band is a part of thin filament which is not overlapped by the thick filament. This is my A band or thick filament, and there is a line which crosses, which goes from the middle of this A band, which it is known as M line, and this is my Z line, and the distance between two successive Z line forms sarcomere, which is the functional unit of muscle contraction, and this is I have made in relaxed state. So this is the relaxed state. Now I am going to make the same diagram in the contracted state. So I am extending this M line and this is my A band. These are my Z line and these are my I bands. Fine. So you can differentiate that Z line got shifted towards the center of sarcomere. This is my A band, these are my I band, and this is sarcomere. So you can differentiate that only two components remain unchanged, which is A band and M line. Rest all are reducing in their length because I band got reduced, Z line shifted towards the center of sarcomere, and sarcomere also got reduced. So this is all about. And yes, there is a axone, which is the part of the thick filament which is not overlapped by the thin filament. Here axone also got reduced. So this is in the contracted state. Now see the diagram which is given in NCERT. So this is given in NCERT. So they have shown this is I band, this is A band, this is A band, this is I band, this is axone. So they have mentioned this is in relaxed state. In contracted state, Z line was shifted towards the center of sarcomere, I band overlapped on the A band, and this is the in contracted state, and this is in maximally contracted state where I bands are overlapping on each other. So this is all about the muscle contraction. So we are done with the topic sliding filament theory, which explains muscle contraction. So I'll give you a quick recap about the lecture and I will conclude the lecture. So I started from introduction where we discussed what is sliding filament theory. So sliding filament theory explains the mechanism of muscle contraction, and it states that the contraction of muscle fiber takes place when the thin filament slides over the thick filament. So now you can understand very well that contraction of muscle fiber takes place when the thin filament slide over the thick filament. Now I think you can understand the statement very well at the end of the lecture, and also you can differentiate the difference between relaxed state and the contracted state as well. Then we discuss some basics about skeletal muscle. We discussed the diagram of muscle fiber or muscle cell. Then we discuss the structures of actin and myosin, which are basically our contractile protein. Then we discuss mechanism of muscle contraction, which has almost 12 steps, and by sliding filament theory, which has almost 12 steps, which we completed within 3 diagrams. And I also gave you a trick to remember all these steps. Then we discuss sarcomere, which is the functional unit of muscle contraction, and this is all about the sliding filament theory, which explains the muscle contraction. And here I am, and we are done with the lecture. So next topic is going to be the skeletal system. Thank you very much.